Our next subject is science. Who wants this?
Well, I think it would have to be me.
Andy?
None of you like the subject.
Being the pharmacy assistant as well.
It would definitely have to be me.
Okay, pharmacy assistant versus whom?
Judith, I would say.
Which one of them looks flaky?
I think I'll go for Judith.
Andy from the Tube Challengers versus Judith from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. Andy, do you want the first or the second set of questions?
The first set of questions.
Andy, in the field of animal behaviorism, what is the scientific term for the top male in a dominance hierarchy? Is it alpha male, kingpin, or top dog?
Well, I don't believe it's a kingpin, and I certainly don't think it's a top dog. I think I've seen this on kind of like those nature programs. I believe it's an alpha male.
You're right, well done. First point to you. Judith, which sea creature is well known for walking in a distinctive sideways motion? Is it sea urchin, cuttlefish, or crab?
Well, sea urchins clamp themselves to a rock and you don't want to tread on them. And cuttlefish, I think, kind of shimmer. So it's a crab.
They shimmer but not sideways?
But not sideways.
You're right, it's a crab. Andy, your question. What name is given to the oscillation of an object at its natural frequency of vibration? Is it resonance, reduction, or resolution?
Well, I know it's not reduction, and between the two that are left, I believe I read somewhere that resonance vibrates, so I'm going to go for resonance.
And you are completely right. Well done. Judith, which part of the human body is affected by the disease trachoma? The heart, the kidney, or the eye?
I think that's a terrible disease that's prevalent in Africa, and it's the eye.
It is, and you're right. Well done. Okay, Andy, your third question. Keep the pressure on Judith by getting this one right. What in the natural world is the Lacaria amethystia or amethyst deceiver?
Ooh.
What is that? Is it a bird, a fungus, or a snake?
I'm not entirely 100% sure on this one. I'm not... I'm just going to have a guess and say it's a snake.
No, it's not a snake, it's fungus. Fungus is the answer. Judith, your question. See if you can get this. If you do, you take the round. The 19th century Hungarian physician Ignaz Semmelweis had a lasting influence on which aspect of hospital life? Was it anesthesia, nutrition, or hygiene?
Well, I think hygiene was taken care of by Lister, and I can't think of anybody who dealt with nutrition, and it's always been rather a bugbear in hospitals, so I imagine it was anesthesia.
Actually, you're wrong, Judith. It was hygiene.
Oh, dear.
He did the what?
Semmelweis was the chap who insisted that doctors and midwives wash their hands before and after childbirth, and he prevented spread of puerperal fever and saved loads of lives of women during childbirth.
Asepsis rather than antisepsis.
Yeah, he's a real hero.
Sorry, Judith, you're wrong. So it's deadlock now, 2 points apiece after 3 questions each. That means we go to sudden death, and just to make it harder, these questions are not multiple choice. Andy, here is your first sudden death question. Which part of London was chosen as the prime meridian of the world in a conference of 25 countries in 1884?
Prime meridian of the world. Wow. I believe it's Greenwich.
Is the correct answer, Andy. Well done. Challenge has broken through. What will Judith do? Judith, which extinct creature was originally given the scientific name Didus ineptus due to the belief that it was clumsy and dim-witted? Spelled D-I-D-U-S and then I-N-E-P-T-U-S.
Well, the dodo was always thought to be very stupid because it sort of encouraged its own extinction by being incredibly friendly to the people who arrived on its island. So I think it might be the dodo.
The dodo is correct. Andy, what is the name of the theoretical process of scientifically modifying an inhospitable planet to make it more compatible for human life?
Well, I believe this is kind of like a Star Trek question, which they usually do on some of the episodes there, so I'll go for terraforming.
Absolutely right. Well done, Andy. Good answer. Okay, Judith, you're under pressure now. What name is given to eyes of creatures such as flies or beetles that are made up of hundreds of tiny units rather than just the one cornea and one lens typical of humans?
I can't remember. Can't remember.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Really? No answer at all? Okay.
It's in the back of my mind somewhere, but I simply can't
All right.
fish it out.
The answer is compound eyes,
Right.
Judith.
Yeah.
A very hard-fought round. Andy, well done. You took on one of the Eggheads. You emerged triumphant. Good news for our challengers, because it means that, Andy, you will be able to play in today's final round. Congratulations. So please, both of you, come back, rejoin your teammates. So as it stands, the challengers and the Eggheads have lost one brain each from the final round. Next subject, sport. Who's the sporty one? Which one wants to take it?
All by the horns, folks.
Can't have Andy or Anthony, of course.
Yeah, I'll take that one on, please, Jeremy.
Okay, Kevin. And you can't choose Chris or Judith on sport.
I'll take on CJ, please.
So it's Kevin from the Tube Challengers versus CJ from the Eggheads. And just to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. 3 multiple-choice questions on sport. Kevin, you can choose the first or the second set.
I'll try the first set, please, Jeremy.
Kevin, which football player made his Liverpool first-team debut in November 1998 and has scored in the finals of the League Cup, FA Cup, UEFA Cup and Champions League? Is it Steven Gerrard, Fernando Morientes or Michael Owen?
Well, I think Morientes is probably a little bit too late for that, and Gerrard's probably a bit early, so I'm going to go for Michael Owen.
No, actually Gerrard is the answer there. It wasn't Michael Owen. Sorry about that. CJ, in the annual Cambridge versus Oxford University boat race, 2 starting stations are called Surrey and what? Devon, Middlesex or Yorkshire?
Do you know, I don't think I've ever heard this. I know the names of all the crews, including the reserve crews. I'm not sure I've come across this, but there is one that seems to be fairly obvious. I'm going to go for Middlesex.
Why is that obvious?
Because it's in the south-ish, sort of. I don't know.
Unlike Devon.
Yeah, which is in the north.
Yeah. Well, you're right anyway. Kevin, at the 2004 Olympics, which Jamaican-born athlete running for Slovenia reached the semi-finals of the 100 metres at the age of 44? Was it Beverly McDonald, Veronica Campbell or Merlene Ottey?
Well, the only name I recognise is Merlene Ottey. I know she ran for Jamaica, but I don't know if she could have possibly changed nationalities and maybe run for Slovenia as well. So I'll go for Ottey.
You're absolutely right. Great answer. Merlene Ottey. Back to you, CJ. In which sport might the trudgeon style be used? Swimming, snooker or table tennis?
It's a swimming stroke.
And what does it look like?
I have no idea, I just know it's a swimming stroke.
Daphne?
The old-fashioned name for the crawl.
It's the old-fashioned name for the crawl. Okay. CJ, you're right. 2 points to 1. So you really need this or you're out, Kevin. Which heavyweight boxer who won 68 of his 81 bouts by knockout was known as the Hayward Giant? Joe Louis, George Foreman or Jack Johnson?
Yeah, I don't think it's George Foreman. I'm not 100% on this. Boxing's not my strongest category. I'm going to take a guess at Jack Johnson.
It's not Jack Johnson, Kevin. I'm sorry, it's George Foreman.
It is.
Who was known as the Hayward Giant. So, CJ, well done. Kevin, you were beaten by our Egghead. As a result, you won't be able to help your team in the final round. Would you please both come back and rejoin your teammates? So, as it stands, the challengers have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1 brain. But don't worry, this can still go your way.